We are here today with David Rowe, Professor of Law at the University of Miami School of Law. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Professor, do you think that Jamaica's wealth is properly distributed?
No, Jamaica's wealth is not properly distributed. More than 80% of the populace are poor, and you have about 20% of the populace that are doing well, and then maybe about 2% of the populace that are very, very wealthy. So we have an economic pyramid with most Jamaicans, most black Jamaicans being poor and not doing quite as well as the very wealthy Jamaicans.
Professor, do you think what do you think of Dudus hiding in Protocol House?
Well, if the reports are true that Dudus was actually hiding in Protocol House, it seems to suggest that there was a very strong link between Dudus and the officialdom under the Jamaica Labour Party when that party was in charge. And I've suggested it over and over again that there seem to have been strong links between the cabinet and Christopher Coke, who has now pled guilty to being involved in racketeering with narcotics involvement. And it appears that while he was racketeering, he was also being permitted to stay in an official government residence by the Jamaica Labour Party government. And that is dastardly, if anything.
Professor, do you agree that Marcus Garvey should be a national hero?
Yes, I think that Marcus Garvey, who was not only one of the great communicators of black nationalism and pride in the Western world, but also an ambassador of peace and an ambassador of political independence for black people everywhere. I think that he is perhaps the most significant Jamaican, and in that capacity, I think that he is a very important, not only as a national hero, but as a powerful example for Jamaicans born everywhere.
Does Jamaica have the infrastructure to fight crime?
Well, we seem to have the infrastructure. We have a director of public prosecutions, we have a minister of national security, we have a minister of justice, we have an attorney general, we have a chief justice, and we have all of the important constitutional officers that are required to make a difference with crime. But we need them to have the political will and zeal to bring crime under control. And this is the issue. Do we have the political will and the zeal to kill the crime monster, which continues to destroy Jamaica's economic future?
Professor Rowe, why is the murder rate in Jamaica so high?
It's a combination of the improper distribution of income in the society, the gang-related narcotics activity, which people like Christopher Coke have been responsible for, and the unwillingness and corruption of certain senior police officers to do what is the correct thing. Unfortunately, some of our senior police officers are linked very closely with narcotics kingpins, and throughout the last 20 to 30 years, corruption has destroyed the Jamaican police force. Now, if the Jamaican police force were paid somewhat more money